Hey, first grade friends, and welcome to today's reading lesson where we're going to work on using our own experiences and the text that you've selected to make text to self connections. Now, great readers, as they're reading stories, use all their own experiences and knowledge and background knowledge to make connections to the text that they're reading. Using your own experiences helps you to understand how the characters in the story are feeling and interacting, and helps you to understand what's happening in the story. So, the book that I brought to share with you today and walk through a few examples of what this looks like is titled Leo the Lightning Bug. And it's a book, and I don't have the CD here with you. I'll read it for you today, but there's also a CD for this book as well. This was both done by Eric Drachman. If you want to hear the full version of this story, remember to check out our first grade read aloud page. I'm not going to have time to read through the whole book today, but I want to share with you how to make some of those text to self connections. All right, so let's get started. Leo was a lightning bug. He was a little lightning bug. In fact, he was the littlest lightning bug of all the lightning bugs he knew. He was littler than Larry and Lester. He was even littler than Louise, who wasn't a very big lightning bug herself. I'm already starting to make some connections. The way that I'm going to state these connections is to use the phrase that we've talked about before. When I read the part about, it reminded me of. So, when I read the part about Leo being the littlest lightning bug, it reminded me of when I was little. They used to line us up in school in order of height, and I was always at the back of the line. And here it was saying he was even littler than Larry and Lester and Louise. That reminded me of being at the back of the line in my class for being the shortest in elementary school. Leo, Leo, even my name is small, cried Leo. Oh no, Leo, not at all, explained his mother. The name Leo means lion. Inside, you're as big and brave as a lion. And as she said this, her lightning bug light lit up brightly. But I can't even make a light like Larry or Lester or even Louise. You will, darling. With a little time and practice, you'll light up with a lovely yellow lightning bug light. When I heard the part about Leo meaning lion and his mother was explaining that name, it reminded me of explaining Raven's name to people who asked why we came up with the name Raven. Raven was the first name that we ever thought of when coming up with names for him, and then we came up with a ton of different names, but once he was born, we knew that he was a raven. When people would ask what that name meant or where it came from, we remember we had looked through this book and saw this amazing description of what animals like ravens meant to native people. And it said, throughout time, Raven has carried the medicine of magic. And we thought, as soon as he was born, he was pretty magical. So we thought that that was pretty cool, because sometimes people think of ravens as dark and scary, but we thought of him as being quite magical. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit further into our middle of the story. Perfect, thought Leo. At this point, he's feeling kind of sad because he can't light up his light. Perfect, thought Leo. A lightless lightning bug deserves to be in the dark. He sat there all alone and cried. Then he cried some more. When Leo was finished being sad, he got angry. I'll never make a light, never make a light, never make a light, he yelled, and it echoed inside the cave. Now, I'd heard that word echo before. When I read the part about him screaming into the cave and it echoing back to him, it reminded me of Raven and I walking down to the beach the other day. We went down out on the pier and we were yelling underneath the pier. When we yelled underneath the pier, it echoed the sound right back to us. It played that sound right back to us and got quieter, 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 and echoed that noise right back to us. So as you can see, I was using experiences that I have to make connections to this story and help me to understand what was happening with Leo. Your challenge is to take the book that you chose and read it with a family member and begin to make those connections. Remember to use that phrase. When I heard the part about and explain what's happening in the book, it reminded me of and explain the experience that you had. I can't wait to hear the books that you've shared. Keep up the great work,